Do we need to move? Are we good? Or
good to go, man? We're live.
We're live. All right, everybody. Welcome back to No Wrestling News, episode 63, powered by VBR Sports. As always, I'm here with assistant coach Girardi, associate head coach Blake Rosenbaum, and then head coach Nate Yetzer.
The camera's over here.
Yeah, out of the camera tonight.
You'll just hear his voice.
Yep. Got a packed house tonight. We're gonna do some freshman interviews. We're going to talk a little bit about the Fall Fund Drive and future and upcoming fundraisers, and then we're going to kick off talk a little bit about the official start of the season. But with me tonight, I have Brock Sullivan from Union Pines out of Union Pines High School, North Carolina, correct?
Yes, sir.
And then I have Max Hibsman from Quakertown High School,
yes, sir.
Out of Pennsylvania. Guys, great to have you, and great to have you guys at Roanoke as well. I'm going to ask you guys just a few questions and let me know what you think. But we'll start with you, Brock. So what's your projected weight class and what's your major? Let's start off with the most important things first.
My projected weight class is 184,
Yep.
and I'm trying to major in political science.
Nice.
Yes, sir. So.
What about you, Max?
Projected weight class of 149, and I'm majoring in business administration.
Gotcha.
And I'm going to minor in finance too.
Awesome. That's awesome. So I'm sure you guys were, when you were looking to pick Roanoke, you were looking at multiple schools. Why Roanoke? Why Roanoke College?
Oh, wow. Well, for me, that story is a little crazy because, I was at a bigger school. Well, I was, looking at a bigger school, obviously, at NC State. And then the thing was the warmth that I felt here was so much more profound. I guess I'm a feeling kind of person. The coaches definitely really, really I was like, man, there's something about that school, And then obviously I've been to all the camps and just the kind of, obviously, the nature, the scenery and everything about that is just incredible here. But especially just kind of the tight-knit kind of community feeling that I get from here. That was great. But it really is just the coaches really sold me. The culture especially really sold me. I mean, one of my coaches went to Ferrum. And he told me all about, he has to run a program. And I was like, man, that's just something I want to be part of. So.
Yeah, when was your first time on campus? I know Union Pines, shout out to Union Pines, winning the team camp almost every
we had
year.
Coach Gray on. He was was he on last year? I think he was on the podcast last year.
Yeah, he was, yeah.
Yeah, it was actually a really good interview. It was really good, yeah.
So when was your first time actually at Roanoke College?
It was my freshman year. It was freshman summer when I went to camp. Yes, sir.
Okay, nice. Max, what about you? What did your process kind of look like, and how did you end up at Roanoke?
It was a little crazy. I got a little late start. I blew my knee out my junior year of high school, and I wasn't sure if I was actually even going to wrestle in college. I wasn't sure if I was going to go at all. And so I got a little late start, and I actually didn't end up getting in touch with these guys until really late in the process. And it definitely helped. I think I was at Erie, Pennsylvania the week before visiting Gannon. It was about 25 degrees, and I came here and it was about 72. So
Okay.
it definitely helped.
I think we ate outside at Mac and Bob's.
It was
It was a great day.
It was beautiful.
Yeah.
But no, just when I stepped on campus, it was the first time I got that feeling. It was the right place for me. When I met with Rosenbaum and Coach Yetzer, it was just we did the meetings and it was legit. I felt that we had something special going on here, and I wanted to be a part of it. So I was just super excited as soon as I stepped on campus. Right when I got in the car, I told my dad, I was like, "This is it. This is the place."
That's awesome. Cool. That's awesome. So in the first couple of months at Roanoke College, I know you guys have been here for probably since August, getting adjusted. What has been the most challenging aspects of college in general, and also wrestling at the collegiate level?
I would say it's just it's kind of just staying mentally focused. He said, Coach Yetzer, he emphasizes it all the time. The focus aspect is kind of hard because you start to kind of drone out, and it just seems like chores in an aspect. But it's kind of about for me, it's more about just dialing in and focusing on what we're doing and in trying to actually get out practice what I need to get out of it instead of just being there to be there, right? That's been pretty tough. Just because it's hard, right? It's pretty tough, but it's also really rewarding. So it's fun to kind of feel yourself getting better and also learn new things. So that's tough. Adding on to that school, hasn't been a huge issue, but just managing all that time wise is kind of an issue. But I would say that's the biggest one. Just kind of like trying to get what you want to get out of practice, and just endure it and enjoy it, right? So.
What about you, Max?
One of the harder parts for me when getting here, I loved it. In the first few months was great, but I'm a big homebody. I love being home. So coming here, missing home, not seeing family, that was definitely a hard adjustment to make. And the wrestling aspect, especially in practice, and one of the things where you get here and these dudes don't stop moving. Like definitely, like just more wrestling focused, like. Finishing, it's hard at the collegiate level. It's hard to finish your shot. You get to a leg, but you're not giving up there. So that's probably been the hardest adjustment, just wrestling through all the positions and getting used to the college feel. So
I think it's definitely different. A lot. I mean, you guys are both from great programs. I mean, one state title and everything. But like having that. You were the best guy in the room, so is this guy, so is this guy, so is this guy. And it's a lot different. We actually had a recruit. He came on campus. I saw him schedule. He's like, "So what else? We like any extra?" I'm like, no, like that's enough. Dude. And I know it sounds like hey, we went one practice day, but it was hard. Me and him actually drilled, and it was like 15 minutes. He's like, "Coach, I see what you mean a little bit. You got some heavy hands." I'm like, "Yeah, I'm not even tired yet." So I was like, "Imagine this for an hour and a half now." He's like, that makes a lot more sense. Like I would want my breaks, So
and we were just talking about like how. Thanks to you guys in your class, like how good our room is now too. Like it's so hard to get a takedown.
Yeah.
Like it's like that might be the thing that you got through, like that you're most proud of that day is getting a takedown. I was telling some freshman Sebastian the other day, I was like, it took me probably 3 months to get my first takedown.
Yeah.
When I got to college.
I tell that story all like probably 6 weeks. First takedown practice.
Rough, like really rough, and like coming from a place where you're probably like that was not really an issue, right? At least in practice, right? And it's just another level of intensity and competitiveness. So you guys have rose to the occasion.
Absolutely.
Backing up a little bit, you guys both mentioned part of the reason why you wanted to come to Roanoke College was the culture. Was there any one particular person that that you met while you were here that really made you see the culture at Roanoke College? Was there any guys on the team or even the coaching staff that like really kind of showed you guys what the Roanoke College or like the maroon culture looked like? And if not, that's okay.
Yeah, well, for me, I didn't really have like an official visit really, but I was more or less around just like kind of all the guys together, especially during the camp and stuff. And like I said, my coach Elijah back home, he wrestled under Coach Esser. I mean, like he would just kind of like he's like, all right, I'm gonna run it like Yetzer would, because especially after I committed, he's like, you need to start getting a feel for this, because this is gonna start. You're about to be in for a rude awakening. I'm like, okay, whatever. And like he would run it, I'm like, dude, there's no way. And so there is
no way. Those 5 days a week.
He really inspired me because he was like, like the culture that he built was like awesome, and I think I also credited a lot to like just kind of like a lot of the imagery I see, like especially on social media and stuff. Like you don't see these guys messing around a lot, like they're really like hardworking and they stay true to their goals and stuff. So yeah, I'd say that's kind of how I explain that. So
Max being a little bit farther away, I mean, kind of how did you fall into that and actually get to see the culture?
So I think my first time even on campus was after school let out. So I wasn't here until
I think it was really just
April,
me. Were you here?
Mm-hmm.
It was us and then actually Coltrane.
Yeah,
Awesome.
Coltrane was there. Yeah.
And there's just Yetzer was actually going too, I think.
What was that? Was that late? You came that late?
I don't remember where you
You guys were both
I think
gone.
Coach Esser was on his like third vacation by that.
Yeah, Yetzer was there because I talked to him.
Okay, we went to
had
lunch,
the team
yeah.
meetings and then
That was definitely there.
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah, maybe towards the end. Yeah.
At Headley Beach.
probably my vacation. Yeah.
But so there, like, I didn't really get to see the guys. But when I got here, and Coach Blake gave me the rundown and the visit, and it was like I said, it was warm. He was sitting there wearing flip flops, and he was telling me he just got off the golf course, and I was like, maybe.
Yeah, probably.
I was like, yeah, this is where I could definitely see myself here. And then just talking to Coach Yetzer, it really made it feel real. It was like seemed like he really cared, and I don't know, that was just the connection I felt with these two guys was what drove me here.
That's awesome. How has your high school programs and club teams prepared you for the next level? I mean, you guys have already you haven't started competing yet at the collegiate level, but you've definitely been through some pretty tough practices. How do you think your high school programs and club teams helped get you guys ready for that?
I'd say like our club was very just like we had a really mental philosophy, especially like that, and then my high school program, because I will say North Carolina is growing, but like we're not as technically refined as some other states, especially like Pennsylvania. So like our technique is like maybe not all there, which I'm learning, because like in high school, if I was to shoot a shot, like 9 times out of 10, I'd probably get in my leg and finish. And I'm just saying like that's just the way it is, especially when you get good in North Carolina. But I'm saying, it was more of a mental thing. Like my coaches, like especially Dakota Roberts of the Wrestling Factory, it's like really just about like staying on it and like faking and snapping and like using your like just that's really I think what's gotten me pretty far, because I feel like mentally I'm there. It's just I still am learning a lot of things technically, right? So that of course the technique I've learned throughout the years is obviously pretty great. But I'm saying like it's just the mental aspect. I think that my coaches do especially do a good job of providing me. So.
I was really lucky with my high school and my club. I got a little bit of the best of both worlds.
Mm-hmm.
The high school I came from, we have a really good program in Pennsylvania. And I had some really, really good drill partners, a 2-time Pennsylvania state champ, a 2-time placer. Got to work out with them every day, and that practice was a lot of. We did a ton of conditioning in that practice. So. Sometimes we wouldn't be the best wrestlers, some of the guys on the team, but we would be the most conditioned on there. So that was always good. And then my club, one of the I think most prestigious clubs in Pennsylvania, shout out Chance, Stellar trained. So that was just really, really technical. So I would go from one practice for getting my heart rate up and getting to go work out in, and then really focus on some technical aspects that were great.
Did I tell you that our club wrestled them at Close?
Yeah, that's what you were saying.
That was the worst ass kicking we've ever taken. I'm not sure we're ever gonna recover from this. Ever. It was like, Brady Ham was the only one that won. Brady just took 7th at Super 32.
Yep.
And he won.
Who do you wrestle?
Declan. Declan O'Brien.
Oh, O'Brien. Yeah.
Declan O'Brien. Is that what it is?
Yeah. What's his name?
Yeah. Powerade. Powerade champ.
Yep.
He was legit. And he got a reversal at the very end.
Or is it O'Neal?
Is it O'Neal?
O'Neal.
Declan O'Neal.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Yeah. And so, I got a reversal at the very end of the win. That was the only match we won. And I think we got a forfeit at heavyweight too. But I remember looking at their lineup. I was like, I would recruit every one of these guys. Never got out of position.
Yeah.
That was their A team, their best team.
Yeah.
But I'm like, there is nobody going to beat them. They lost the finals.
Yeah.
Shut beat them.
Really?
Well, their Shut's not a true club.
Yeah.
Right?
Sure.
True club wise, they were the best one there.
Yeah.
And so.
Yeah, and that's what he preaches.
I've got to tell you that too.
Yeah.
You're just watching him wrestle. That's how he wrestles.
Yeah, he's never out of position.
Yeah.
Butt's always facing the center.
Yep.
They used to call me Little Chance.
Oh yeah, I see it.
So for this year, what are some goals you guys have for yourselves, and is there anything you want to improve on from your high school career into college?
Definitely want to make the lineup and All American. I'm gonna just put it out there. They even told me like on my goal sheet I was trying to be a little bit modest, but they were like, dude, no, like you need
You had 4 wins on there.
I mean, and I was like, you're right. Like, what am I doing? I need to start
The motto is expect to win, not expect to get 4 matches.
So obviously that, but there's so much I could work on. Like, I mean, already working with all these guys, they're just nitpicking, and it's great for me. I love it because like it's showing me like, dang, like why did I never like focus on that? Big thing is just like stay in position and really hand fighting. Like, I've just always had the reach, so I've always kind of had like a way out, right? Like I can kind of dive in on legs and stuff. But that is just, that is not gonna work. That's just not gonna work. So
hand muscles now.
For sure. The weight room, yeah. So I'm really working on that. Definitely just setups. So just refining, what I've already had there, but like definitely hand fighting for sure.
For me, one of my long-term goals, write down every night, I want to be NCAA All-American. But for right now, I'm just really focused on getting in and having to focus every time I step in a room and just getting a little bit better every day. And getting the guys on the team, and I get to work out with Taylor and Casey a lot, just getting everyone else better around me. Because when you get better, and making everyone else better too. So that's just my daily goal. And then working off of what I did in high school, I only got one true postseason my high school career, and I fell a little short. I was a little disappointed. So definitely just building off of that and preparing better for that moment.
So last questions before I let you guys go. Who is your favorite drill partner so far and why? And then also, who's your favorite coach so far and why?
Ooh.
Wow.
That's an easy
Ouch,
one.
man. That's tough.
That's an easy one.
Both questions are tough, you know.
I'll say that my favorite drill partner right now is Cade Parent. I don't know, maybe because it's just like we're kind of similar body types, but I feel like I kind of get a good look with him, like especially. And I guess it's more about like comfort. Like I feel like I'm like actually like I feel like my technique's just really there when I'm listening to Cade for some reason. I don't know why. Maybe it's just the looks he gives. But the coach's question, I'll say, I think each of them have their own kind of role. If that makes
Playing the
sense.
safe,
Right.
the safe way.
Good job.
Hey, political science major.
This is
Hey,
Good job.
you guys good already. Political science major.
Yeah, there's just some things I would talk to, Girardi versus Yenser and Blake. It's just the way it is. And I think that's a good reason why, like, there should be 3 coaches on the staff. They all got, like, their own little, pros and cons, obviously.
Cons. Oh, wait.
Not cons. I'm
Yeah.
saying, like,
Cons.
What is
I'll
there?
go
We all have
with
flaws, right?
Yeah.
Except
no,
for
not
Jets,
flaws. I'm
obviously.
saying, like, just specialties.
Yeah.
How about that?
Mhm.
Yeah, so.
Thanks, man. That's good.
Great answer.
So, what was the question?
So the first part of it was who's your favorite drill partner so far
That's
and
what it
why, and then who's your favorite coach so far and why. And I know like different weeks the coaches can change.
They could also be the same answer. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We got that drill one time, right?
Yeah, one
Yeah, one time I drilled.
Favorite drill partner, Girardi was really good. We haven't gone that much, but
It's been a while.
that was really fun go. And but I think my favorite consistent drill partner is definitely Taylor. We just, I don't know, we flow. It's just some of those guys you just flow really good with, and just breaking stuff down. And we really like to just talk about like positions and work through them, and really just get better in certain positions. And we wrestle a very similar style. So it's nice to have him and just flow and work with him. Usually when he's not trying to hurt me. Which is most of the time, but he's definitely been my favorite so far. And then coach wise, I'm gonna have to say whoever's shooting lowest on the golf course. We're gonna have to definitely figure that one out.
That's been me usually.
I heard otherwise, coach.
Recently.
But no,
We're
it's
very back and forth. Okay. We're very back and forth.
but it's definitely just like Brock said, different people I would see different things for, like Girardi, and especially my diet, and sometimes like I saw he sent some post the other day out. He was like,
Did I send it to you?
no, I got to share.
Share from somebody else.
Yeah, he's saying like dessert's okay every once in a while in your diet, and I was I like this guy a little bit, but then
Everything in moderation.
everything
right?
in moderation,
Even a cookie.
or 2.
Yes, sir.
Depends.
That's it, though.
That's it.
Everything in
No
moderation.
more than that.
That's it.
That's it. Oh, speaking of cookies, that reminds me of a story of when I was at camp. I was they had these cookies every single day. And I was looking at them every single day. It was probably like midway through the week, like Thursday or whatever. I'm like, I'll just get one. I'll get one. So I went over, I got one, and here comes Yetzer. Every time I got one cookie all week, he comes, what are you eating there? He's like looking over my shoulder. He's talking to Brock, and he's like, Brock, what are you eating? He's eating a cookie. And he's like, Coach Yetzer's like, all right, just one though. And Brock said, oh, yeah. And he's got 3. He's like, yeah, just one. That's it. But,
I thought you were writing yourself out.
That's not where I thought that was going. That's awesome.
but yeah.
You guys even tell you a story like that? What happened like that? So we were coming back from a tournament, and we were in the airport, and I remember that guy was just so hungry. I was so hungry. And I remember there was a McDonald's there. I grabbed a sandwich. I'm like, I'm gonna get a McDonald's sandwich because Jeff's just way behind us. Right?
Yeah.
I was waiting, like, dude, where's the sandwich? I see him come. I just laughed. I didn't go. I got so scared. Like, I didn't go. It was like, I paid for it. I was like, dude, come on. And it was like 30 minutes. Like, I'm like, this is taking longer than it should. And I finally see him at this. I'm like, I'm out. So I just sat there and it wasn't even like, it was like a bagel and something like, not terrible. It's still McDonald's, but still, I was just like, I don't even want to
Remember the bus trips? Like, we get that. I would tell you, but like, hey, eat healthy. We're stopping at this gas station. Like, you guys wouldn't get off. Like, don't get anything unhealthy. And then, sure enough, these dudes would come in. Like, they'd have dip and like Reese cups. And I remember, they would walk in with a bag. I like open their bag and got a bunch of junk in there and just take it from them and throw it away.
You check the bag as they get back on the bus.
Yep.
You check the bag.
Yep. Like the first couple of years, because they were just like, obviously a new program. In Roanoke, we didn't have to worry about that.
That's Morgan.
Yeah.
Remember Morgan?
Yeah,
Had that
Morgan.
big old thing.
Yeah.
Like a bunch of stuff. And he ended up getting this dude bought a giant thing of trail mix just so he could, because he knew he was going to do that. He put the food in it, in the store, in the trail mix.
Smart.
And then zip it up. Like, yeah, I just got trail mix. And like, so eventually I got it and I got in there and I was like, what is all this? He took off sprinting to that. I was like trying to chase him. It was the first year. Like, dude, come on.
Yeah, we had some characters at Ferrum too. Like, guys couldn't try to find ways to sneak stuff in. It's like, I'm gonna.
You've seen it all, huh?
Yeah. Pete Wilson, the very first year, remember we were, I think we went, it was a fair, your first year fair, we went around,
Yeah.
But we went, I think we went 1-22. So we lost, guys were out, or I guess 1-20. My bad, 1-20. We took 10 guys for one match. And I remember a couple guys were just like sitting in the back eating Reese cups. They're just hanging out, and I was like, came in, I just slapped her out of their hand. I was like, "Are you serious?" Yeah, exactly. I snapped because I was like, that was the most embarrassing thing I've ever witnessed. Like, there's like, things are changing. And I remember the next practice we had was probably the harsh practice I've ever put guys through. It was like, I remember I walked in, I shut the door, and I locked it. And I was like, listen, it's like
No one's leaving.
Like, no one's leaving. I was like, or you can leave. Like, I actually gave it to you. You can leave right now. But I was like, like we're wrestling until your opponent quits, right? or you either quits or I forget what the
Fist fight. You get to fight.
Or you get
Something like that.
wasn't that. We're live here, all right?
That was what we had played for tomorrow.
Yeah.
Right. But it was. But I tell you what, that we turned the corner. I mean, we're still very good, but we're at least tougher.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So,
I'm very good at wrestling. I'd be pretty tough.
yeah, no doubt.
Well, Brock, Max, thanks for coming on tonight, and really excited to see what you guys do this year.
Thank you for having us. I
Yep.
appreciate it. Yep.
Thank you.
All right.
All right.
Go to commercial here.
I didn't know you could do that.
Bingo, you know better.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Welcome
See you guys.
back. Welcome back to episode 63 of No Wrestling News, powered by BBR Sports. We just got to speak with Brock and Max, two freshmen this year. Really excited for them and to see where they go. Coach Girardi is on the couch solo.
Yeah. Solo. Getzers and spirits here.
Yeah.
I couldn't get. I just don't look very presentable right now.
It's all right.
Come on, man. Come on.
You good. Come on in there.
This is a chill podcast.
This one gets
Long
real
day.
relaxing.
We
This one gets
put
relaxing.
us to work today. So
Yeah, busy day, but really excited about this season. So you guys just finished up the fall fun drive. I want to give us a little bit of an update on that and how that went for you guys.
yeah, I thought it was pretty successful. I mean, our goal was 50,000. Excuse me. And I think we ended up probably with around 47 by the time it's all said and done. So I was pretty happy with that. And obviously 50 is a pretty lofty goal.
Yeah.
That would have been by far our biggest one ever. I think last year we raised 42, so we made a big jump, and you know, so I was really happy with that. I got a bunch of new donors on board, which is huge, and you know, got most of our alumni to donate.
Yep.
I think about all of them pretty much.
Yeah.
I think we missed a couple. Malik, right?
Out there on a ship somewhere.
Yeah, on a ship. Yeah, right.
Doesn't have
He's
cellular service.
excused
Yeah,
for
he's
now.
When he
For now.
when he gets back to shore, we'll get him.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
He'll be here.
Yeah. And it was fun. I mean, the cornhole. I mean, I was only there for like 2 hours. The cornhole class it was a blast. These guys finished up. My kids wrestled out at they got in
Columbus Day.
Columbus Day Duels. Yeah, so I went up to watch them, and it was just a great fall fundraiser. Telethon. I thought the guys did a fantastic job at the telethon, and I heard several people email me and said, you know, they're really polite and well spoken, and some of them need a little bit of work. Some of them like giggling in the background and stuff, but. I think overall it was really, really good.
Yeah.
I love getting our guys involved with it because I think it's really important. You know, for us, you know, one of our core values is attitude, and more specifically, and you know, being grateful for the opportunity they have, and they really need to be grateful for these people who, you know, give to our program. I think that's really, really important, right? So obviously, I think that's, you know, important because they get the whole list of everybody that's, you know, and it also actually shows who donated before. Sometimes, you know, people you see that, you're like, oh, this guy. You know, from here or whatever, like, you know, he donates to help our program, and then you run into him at some point, you know who he is, you know, he helps our program out. So very, very happy with how it went down.
Yeah.
I don't know if we've talked about this, but I think I saw it on social media. You guys went around to different businesses.
Right.
Talk
Yeah.
a little bit about that. That looked really cool and kind of something that you don't really see any other teams in the area do.
Yeah. I mean, I just think we wanted to get the word out about, you know, obviously this is the fall fund drive, but more importantly, just like, you know, just about our program. You know what I mean? And I'm really big into, and this is like something I take a lot of pride in, you know, and we all have a role in it, but like helping guys like find like their career, like after they're done competing, and linking them up with some, you know, employers in the area, and heck, you know, a lot of them want to go back home or whatever, that's fine, but at least, you know, expose them to people that, you know, can help them out in their career as far as like, you know, get them a job and internships, all that kind of stuff. So we're just really, I mean, we've had a lot of luck with it already, but we're just really kind of, I mean, starting off with it, to be honest with you. So this is one way to do that, just go out and promote a business. And, you know, one thing I love is entrepreneurship. Like, I just love the fact that, you know, I think it's really important on a human level to build something, especially for a man. You know, a male, like you should, so at some point in your life, build something, you know, and obviously I built several programs, and, you know, I'm a small business owner as well, but I think that's really important. I think men are kind of built to do that. Right. So I think it's, talk about giving purpose, you know, to your life. I think, you know, what better way than that? So I think just being around those business people, and we're going to start having a lot of them actually come in and speak to our team. We've had some in the past, and we kind of got away from it. I want to get back to it. What makes them successful, and you know, I think the tenacity you got to have, and the commitment and the work ethic to start your own business and to be an entrepreneur. I think there's a lot of that's like very similar to wrestling, right? So I think that's why a lot of successful business owners, you know, they like wrestlers because they have that sort of that makeup to be successful, right? So,
and the discipline aspect of wrestling transfer is great. I mean, you're going to be in your career, and there's going to be stuff you don't like doing, but you're going to have to do it.
And you're going to fail, right? Like you are going to fail, and it's like it's the way it goes. And how do you bounce back from that? And I mean, what better lesson than that is wrestling, where you know you fail on a daily basis sometimes, right? And learn how to overcome that. So I think it's important.
Yeah, I liked it myself too. I'm sure Colin kind of speaks the same thing, but for us as young coaches to see it too, like the fundraising side of it. You know, it's cool experience for us, like kind of getting. I mean,
different
done
dynamic
it for a while, so
different environment. Yeah,
cool to see that side of it. You know how it's done, and I mean, just to give kind of a personal touch with it. You know, these people, like, everyone we saw, I mean, they have no ties, but one guy I can think of that to Roanoke College itself, right? That they all have no, you know, they just like wrestling and what it does for you, and you know, supporting us, and you know, maybe sometimes they just think they're only. Like they don't see how much it affects these guys, you know, but they might just see just Yetzer's face. So then I'll see our face as well. And then you get a call from the guys. Like it just keeps adding to it of like, okay, I'm actually doing something, right? And I thought that was the cool part of it.
Yeah, it's not just building a program; it's building relationships.
It means more.
Yeah,
it just means
and
more.
our guys and recruits, where they see it as well. Like, oh, look at all these people that support Roanoke College wrestling. 5 years in, You know, we had over I think 20 pitchers or something like that.
We have so far if you count everybody that's helped our program in some way, most of it's financially, but over the course of the last 5 years, we have a database of 1,400 people
Jeez.
that have either given the program and played the Cornell Classic, so in some way participated in our program. I think that's huge, right? So, and really by the end of the year, I think close to 40% of those donate at some point of the year, right? So that's huge. I mean, it didn't sound like a lot, but that it is really, really huge. And I think the great thing about just talking to some, obviously I saw some friends in Division I, Kyle, obviously the rest of Division I, your donation has a way bigger impact at the Division III level than Division I. Division I has changed so much that it's it's really, they need $10,000 donation from people, right? Because of NIL now and to be able to compete at a very high level, right? We're competing at a very high level in Division III. And a $500 donation means a lot. $1,000 donation helps move the needle. It does, right? The $5,000 donation really moves the needle. It actually changes the program. Not a lot, but it does change the program in some way. So I'm just super grateful for the donors we have, and we got some very generous people that have no tie to Roanoke College at all. It's just, but they want to. I think they love our mission and what we're all about. And obviously, we try to be the best people we can be and take care of our kids. So,
and kudos to you for just being in the area for so long. You've developed these relationships that have carried from Virginia Tech to Ferrum to here now, and like you said, whether it not just because of Roanoke, but just because you've kind of fostered that relationship, and they care about how you've started this program and where we're at now.
Yeah, I've been very fortunate, to be because most times you're going to move up the coaching when you have to move. Right, and I've been very, very fortunate, very blessed, because I do like building relationships, and it would be very, very, very hard to leave, just because we're so ingrained in the community now, and I think again, I've been so lucky that God has put these things in place, to where seriously, I was ready to go leave Virginia Tech, and Ferrum started a program, right? So and then kind of was ready to move on, and I had a bunch of other opportunities, and they just. Something always happened to the other opportunities where it made me stay at Ferrum, and I'm so glad I did. And a lot of that's my wife. I'll be honest, my wife she's like, you got to be patient. The right one will come open, because I was ready to move on. So, at a certain point, I was ready to take the next step. And I've been very fortunate that I've been able to stay within this community. I've been here since you were coming to camp, right?
6th, 7th grade somewhere.
Yeah. Remember you coming to camp? Yep. That one dude broke his arm real bad. I can't remember that.
Do you remember that?
That was
nasty.
Yeah.
That was
Team Bottot. I was on Team Bottot at Death Camp.
Yeah.
We won.
Yeah, we won.
Yeah, did you really?
Yeah. We won it was like a mini team camp, but it was fun.
That's awesome. So if people, missed this fall fund drive, you guys are going to have a lot of opportunities coming up. What's the most near-term opportunity?
I mean, honestly, it doesn't really matter. If somebody wants to donate, we got a donation today. Shout outs to the Coltrane family. Appreciate y'all. It doesn't really matter that much. I mean, obviously, we try to keep things within. I'm sorry. It just kind of it encourages people at certain times, right? Yeah. So, pull-up plunges we have next, and that one's huge. That's probably, I would say, that's our most important one. Just because it keeps good people around our program, like Colin and like Blake, right, and then other people as well too. So it's just super important for our program. So all the proceeds from that actually go toward our assistant coaching fund, right? So, and that is December 20th, I think.
Yep, December 20th.
Okay, so right before. And then our guys usually all the parents come watch these guys dive in some ice cold water, then take them home for Christmas.
We got some cooler things this year. I think guys will like. We kind of behind the scenes.
We're gonna make it a little more interactive this year for sure.
Yeah.
And we're gonna have some prizes to give away and something to kind of go with the theme of being cold, right? So, so it'd be a good time.
All right, moving on to our last segment. So officially, season's kicked off. What was the official date?
October 10th.
October 10th was the official. So you kind of through preseason. We're actually in season now. Talk a little bit about how the first couple weeks have gone with that.
Yeah, I mean, it's been fun. To be honest with you, again, you see talking to these guys where they're at. I mean, Brock, I think he's 2-time state champ, undefeated his senior year, and I mean, like you say, he's struggling to get a takedown.
Yep.
You know, so it's cool to see where our room's at now with a guy at that high level to now where, you know, he's struggling to make that lineup. But, you know, now we know he goes out to, you know, wrestle the Cougar Open or whatever, like his chance to win are pretty high, right? 'Cause he's wrestling another guy that's, you know, one of the best guys in the country every single day, right? And so to see that and just know whoever you throw out there, right, whether it's him or, you know, Vinny or whatever, an 84-pounder, like we're going to be all right, you know, so that's fun. And just seeing the guys ride behind each other. Now they've obviously made a real big connection. They've been here for, you know, 2-3 months, and like they're more of a family, I guess you'd say. Obviously, the first month and a half, you're kind of still figuring a guy out, like who is this guy really?
Yeah.
But you kind of start to really learn it. And me personally, that's how I was, you know. But now these guys, they see it every day. Like, you know, you're tired, so am I.
Yeah.
You're struggling in class, so am I. Your midterms this weekend, so is mine.
They're not alone.
It's
like,
the same.
Yeah.
You don't realize that, again, when you get here, you might feel a little isolated, like, just no one feels bad. Like, nah, everybody does. Everybody does. You know, so.
Do a good job. I'm impressed. I mean, I think, you know, you're never where you want to be. Like, I've been, you know, and I'm probably the worst at it. Like, maybe a little too knee jerk sometimes. I'm like it's funny. The last couple of days, been a little down, the energy been a little low, and I'm like, I mean, I lost sleep over last night a little bit. Like, okay, so what's going on here? Like, what can we do to get their energy up, level up, and it's just, you know, sometimes it's just like, hey, man, just gotta kind of battle right through it and be all right, you know. And I'm actually, I like seeing the freshmen, especially, like compete every weekend, because that's when they make the biggest jumps. Because they, for one, like for training, we've been training hard for a long time. It's like you don't see the product. You know what I mean? Like for young guys, they don't have that long term vision yet. So like they want to see like week to week the progress, right? And that's fun to see. So I'm excited to see these guys. You know, Southeast Open is. I wish it was a couple weeks into the season and not the very first one, just because you want them to get some momentum. But I mean,
that's a tough one to jump right
into. It is,
yeah,
100%, yeah. But I do think it does, like, you know, keeps them honest, and you know, and you know, it's usually not our best performance of the year. You know what I mean? But I think it's important, right? And I think for guys to see the best competition, and it's funny because the next week is Cougar, which is probably our easiest competition.
Yep.
Right. So it's like night and day, and some of these guys, like, you know, they're like, man, I'm not very good. You know what I mean? Then they go to Cougar and they have a lot of
They got a big high.
Yep. And then they keep that momentum going, which is fun.
Yeah. Sadly, we can't be, you know, Penn State half their lineup at U23s or whatever this weekend. They're probably feeling pretty good.
Yeah, really.
You know, but it is fun. It's fun.
We've just been reminding these guys too. You know, Coach said it last night when we were messaging the team. Like, we've had a couple hard weeks, a couple hard days, and like you can just tell guys are feeling it, or energy's low, or you know what, maybe they haven't seen their progress. Like, just reminding them to trust us as a coaching staff, and then trust the process. Right? Like, we haven't seen competition yet, and maybe they don't know where they're at or where they stand really, and just to remember, like, we're gonna make sure they're in the best place possible to compete at the best of their ability. As soon as, you know, for Southeast Open, but even more so March. You know what I mean? Like, we, you know, our ultimate goal, our long-term vision is to make sure they're the best they can possibly be come those 2 days in March, right? So I think big picture, that's what we see. Obviously, you know, not when you're a freshman, you probably don't see that, right? But I had a coach tell me, like, just like a quick motto was have short-term urgency for long-term vision, right? And I try to tell that to these guys too. Just every day, you gotta have a kind of a sense of urgency, like whether you're in the room or just kind of like, hey, I got to keep working at it, right? For a goal that's kind of way in the future, right? So it's difficult to do, way easier said than done, but these guys are coming along. They'll be all right. They'll be good to go.
Yeah, that's fun.
So for each of you guys, what's an individual goal, maybe for yourself, and then also for the team you guys have?
I think individually for me, I want. I mean, you know, obviously we had Malik. You know, as our first All-American, and he was an upper weight, but kind of a special guy. Obviously, he was All-American prior at another school. That's kind of my goal, is to get like my first, I guess, homegrown big guy All-American. You know, whether it's Xavier or Vinny or Brock or whoever it may be, Lorenzo. You know, so that's me kind of personally on I guess on the wrestling side of it. And kind of more to learning the fundraising part of it. I guess as a professional, that's kind of my part this year. I guess the two biggest goals. You know, then obviously get a trophy. I mean, just to bring home a team trophy. You know, first through fourth, I don't care. Like, I want to hold something at the end of the year. It'd be fun. So,
Coach Girardi.
Yeah, I would say I would say the three of us probably share that goal. Is we want to bring an NCAA trophy home. I'd like to win a regional title too. I think that's a big deal for us. I think we've been close with fourth, third, second, maybe all of them. I'm not sure. And we were not too far off last year. And I think we have the team to do it this year. And hopefully that rolls into the national tournament and bring home a trophy, for the team. And then personally, I would say one thing that I love the most about coaching in general, and I want to keep working on is building the personal relationships with the guys that I work the most with, and with all of our athletes, and just, keep reminding them that I care about them as like a person too.
Yeah.
Like they can come to me with anything and not just wrestling stuff. Like if your school's tough or your relationship is going bad or whatever, to be there in that aspect too. I think it's easy to get caught up in some things and forget the importance of all that stuff too. So I'm hoping to be kind of that person, or hopefully as a staff we're kind of like family to them. You know what I mean? I think that's, people feel that, so I want to keep working on that.
He had a national champ year one, so his wrestling goal is kind of like,
what's next? I also really would love some more national champions. That kind of comes along with
two blood round guys. Two blood round guys and a national champ. That's pretty impressive.
We had that.
Yeah. Coach Hibsman?
I mean, I think for me, like on a professional level, it'd probably I want to practice more patience and more perspective, have more perspective, right? I think it's easy. We're all competitive people, right? And we want to win, right? But also keeping a perspective that, these are, don't forget why we got into this business, which is that, to make sure we develop, the human being first, right? The kid. So I think, and then having patience with them too. Like I'm not by nature, I'm not a very impatient person. I'm not a very patient person. So it's going to take some work, and, I get frustrated and, maybe again, like I talked about earlier, maybe too many knee-jerk reactions, but being a little more calm, I think, knowing that it's a long season, and it's like, I'd like to do this for 30 years, right? So like, you got to have some patience. And I think goal wise, like, I'd be, quite frankly, I'd be disappointed if we didn't get a trophy. I think, every so often, the stars align, right? And I think where, things fall in place, you got the right guys at the right places. It doesn't always happen that way, right? And so I think this year's a year where I think, I don't look at this as pressure, like we have to do this, but I think we're in a position where things have really worked out for us. Guys have worked really, really hard. We've gotten the right people in the right places, right? And so I think we're in a place where we could absolutely bring home an NCAA trophy, right? So I think that's the goal for me. And, and obviously, there's milestones along the way. I want to win the NWN title again. I think that's important. More for the school, and school pride. And I think to hopefully keep carrying that banner for the school. And, the other sports have been close, but I think we've been able to carry that banner for the school. And also to win the regional title. I think I have a lot of respect for Bottom Wallace and what Coach Gibbs has done up there. And I think, and to be honest with you, I'd like to beat him, right? To be honest with you. And so, he hustles, and I appreciate people that hustle, and I think it'll be a lot of fun. Walsh League, too, is, they've been one of my biggest rivals at Ferrum and at Roanoke College, and got a lot of respect for what Nate Shear's done. This is the best team they probably have ever had from top to bottom. So obviously that's going to be a big task for us. And, so that's obviously a goal of mine, probably, is to win that dual meet, right? So I think that's a lot of pride on the line. And, but yeah, man, just see each guy develop. And this freshman class is special. So like helping those guys come along as well too, I think is a big goal of mine as well.
So last part of this, we got 2 events coming up real close. So I don't know if we've talked about it, but do you guys want to talk a little bit about the All-Star match and what that is? And
we should let off with that, because that's pretty incredible. I don't think people realize how incredible it is. I'll let me and Blake, obviously, we're going to have to stick around. We have the Southeast Open next day. And obviously Colin works pretty closely with Markey, and I'm really, really excited. It's just what a huge thing for our program, to be honest with you. So I'll let Colin talk about it.
It just like you said, just like how cool it is to. So Mark Samuel was invited to the NWCA All-Star Classic, which they do every fall, every November for as long as I can remember. I remember Kyle Dake and Dave Taylor wrestling in it, right? And so, it's the best from Division I, and recently the this is the third year now that they do a Division II versus Division III match. It's the a champ at a returning champ from the same weight from both divisions. And this past year, 141 was the only weight class. So Mark is not competing against the champ. He's actually going to wrestle
returning finalist,
the runner-up from a kid from West Liberty. But not so concerned about who we're wrestling, just excited to wrestle. So Mark's pretty game. You know, he's always game. I don't think he might not even thought about it.
He actually asked me last night what it means again.
Yeah.
Like, so what exactly is going on? Legit asked us at dinner. I'm like, well, and I explained it to him. Like, obviously, it's usually the best guy versus the best guy at every weight. And then you're one of those guys. You got invited to do that. You know, so he just really is.
There's not like one wrestler per weight at Division III that gets invited. One person.
It's just him. He's the only Division III wrestler at this event.
Yeah.
Just crazy.
Yeah. Last year's guy was a 3-time national champ, and now at Iowa. And then the guy before him was like a 2-time national. So it's like to even be on a level with those guys is pretty special. And I was telling the soccer coach about it today, like just kind of like how I just hate so much me and Nate can't go, especially Nate, you know, being kind of the head figure of it, but just the opportunity of this happening again. I mean, hopefully you have a bunch of national champs happens, but Wartburg had several. They've only had one guy ever go. Augsburg had several. They've only had one guy ever go. You know, so the chances of happening again are very unlikely. So it's really cool to see that. You know, and as a year 5 team, you know, Wartburg and Augsburg have been around forever. 25 years in a row they've won the titles. You know,
I hate that it lands
now we're in title with them. You know,
I hate that it lands on this weekend with Southeast Open. It might be, besides summer camp, it might be our busiest weekend of the year, and I genuinely do hate that I can't be here for all other guys competing, for the Sunday morning and to help us, with everything we got going on, right? But obviously we're excited for Mark, and we'll hurry back after we get the W.
So that's going to be November 1st, right?
Yep, 7 o'clock.
7 o'clock Saturday, November 1st.
We're talking about having a watch party as well.
In the Krager Center, free to come. As far as I know right now, we're all good to go. We're testing everything Monday, but worst case, we'll have it in the foyer. We'll have chairs, and those TVs I know work for sure. So we will have it in the Krager Center. Just find me, you'll be there.
Yeah,
gotcha. And then November 2nd is the Southeast Open.
Yeah, which another one that, again, is very fun for us to host, very stressful, but every year we've had it, it's gotten better.
It's great turnout.
I do think, the teams are awesome. This year's a lot more teams, sounds like, that have not been here. Way more competitive.
Any teams that you can just think of off the top of your head? Just
Minnesota.
Oh, wow.
Oregon State, I believe I heard. Then obviously App State, Campbell, Virginia Tech, UVA, North Carolina.
West Virginia usually comes.
West Virginia, yes. There was Morgan State,
UNC, Davidson. They bring guys.
Davidson, that's right. VMI.
Yeah.
George Mason. They usually bring a few kids. I mean, I know I'm missing some, but it's usually Tennessee Chattanooga comes. So it's going to be I'm excited. It's going to be really, really competitive.
I think every year it's gotten better. I do think having our places help that. Just having a venue that's like professional. Like, hey, this is a real big deal. You know.
So tickets for that, can you buy them on site?
Yes, on site. Yeah, only on site. So,
only on site. Okay.
Absolutely. Gotcha. So
awesome. Well, that's all I got, guys. Thanks for watching this episode of Nook Wrestling News,
Thanks,
powered by BBR Sports.